All right, golf addicts, DB here bringing you two DFS sleepers for the 3M Open at TPC Twin Cities in Minnesota. And I might give you a bonus sleeper at the end, depending on how good this whole thing goes and what I'm feeling. I don't know. But both sleepers are projected under 10%. Both are in the 7K range on DraftKings. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the video if you don't mind. Let's get into it. I want to share my screen on this first guy. I'm going to start at the bottom end of the range here, and it's Hayden Buckley at 7,100 on DraftKings, projected anywhere around that 5 to 8% range is where I'm seeing him so far being talked up on Tuesday morning. Let me just give you a little bit of insight in Hayden Buckley as a Corn Ferry Tour player, because I do think it's important to zoom out a little bit, right? Let's get a slightly bigger picture. We've been seeing Hayden Buckley as a rookie on the PGA Tour this season since, I guess, September of 2021. But if we zoom out in his season as a Corn Ferry Tour player, he averaged like 308 off the tee, which is pretty like top third of the Corn Ferry Tour ranking in terms of distance. He averaged 19th in driving accuracy. I love that here. Very good total driver of the golf ball is Hayden Buckley. He also finished ninth on the Corn Ferry Tour in greens and regulation. Love that at this event. We're going to open him up here on Fantasy National and take a look at how he's done on the PGA Tour this season. The fact is, his short game sucks. It just that is reality. His short game is terrible. But let's look at him on Fantasy National. And as we know, like, we can play bad short game guys all the time. The ball striking typically travels. The putting can come and go. If he has a decent putting week, he can really pop. But let's take a look. I mean, since his measured events here, probably I would say the last 20 would probably be your PGA Tour season. Obviously, Fantasy National brings in the data from the Corn Ferry Tour as well, where it says last 61. But we're looking at Hayden Buckley. Again, you can see the total driving here. Good total driver of the ball. High greens and reg numbers. That over 70%. Love to see that. There's not much of a putter, that's for sure. So far, he's gained the most strokes on easy golf courses. That sets up well for this week. And if you look, look at the last few events for Hayden. Look at all these strokes he's gaining off the tee. I love that here. 14th at the U.S. Open, by the way, too. That's pretty sexy. Look at the strokes gained approach numbers, actually. And let me go take a quick peek at how he did at the U.S. Open for strokes gained approach. Let's see. Hayden Buckley. He did. What? Okay. For the U.S. Open, he gained strokes on approach. Actually, did very well. Ranked 16th in the field in strokes gained approach, 26th in the field off the tee, 9th around the green, 41st putting. But he gained strokes across the board. Love to see that. So that means that from the U.S. Open up until his last event at the Barbasol. Actually, I think he didn't play the Barracuda. He did not play the Barracuda as far as guy's been gaining strokes ball striking, which is what he did at the Corn Ferry Tour level. It's what we're seeing him do, so far on the PGA Tour. Look at this. Lost almost 9 strokes putting. That's awful. We do not like that. He has had some really peak, horrible putting weeks. But look at the beginning of his season. Starts with the Fortinet Championship down here in September, miss the cut, first PGA Tour event, we get it. Then he comes back to 2 easy, crappy field scoring fest in the Sanderson and the Shriners, which is what we're getting this week. And look at what he does. 4th and 8th. 12th at the Sony Open at Waialae. Then kind of went on a little bit of a tough spell there. 13th at Corrales, 14th at the U.S. Open, and now he's rolling. I just think Hayden Buckley has some potential. I want to look at his off the tee numbers here on Fantasy National. Look at this. This also just spells total driving. Average ball speed in the 170s. Like to see that. Distance gained. Occasionally, he's going to pop for distance, right? Look at these numbers here. But look at the fairways gained, the good drives gained. There's just a lot of green here, and I like to see that. Look at the greens and regulation gained as well from Hayden, especially lately. He's hot right now. That's just what's happening. He's hot. Let's take a look at another stat. I think it's birdies are better gained. Yeah. Look at the opportunities gained statistics here. That's hitting it within 15 feet, giving himself scoring opportunities. Love to see that. Would like to see these birdie numbers a little better. But overall, as a player, he's a scorer. That's what he did on the Corn Ferry Tour. He was quite streaky on the Corn Ferry Tour. But he can get it done. Obviously, a lot comes down to, can he convert those opportunities with the flat stick? The proximity numbers from this range, which he'll have some of that this week. pretty good. Proximity numbers from 125 and 150, pretty good lately. I'm just saying, I think we ride the hot form with Hayden Buckley. Let's do it. The ball striking is there. It's a crappy event. He's $7,100. He's going to give you a lot of savings. He's right there around priced around Ju Young Kim, who's eating up some ownership around 10, 11, 13%. And Ju Young Kim's a stud. But he probably isn't that much better than Hayden Buckley and doesn't have as many laps around PGA Tour events and, on the big stage of the PGA Tour as Hayden has racked up thus far. It's his first time here at the 3M Open. He's never played here, obviously, but I like it. I like it. All right, so before I get to the last pick, maybe, or I might throw a bonus pick in there, I want to ask you this. Hit the like button if you will. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And here's my question for the week. Did you watch Tiger's press conference at the Open Championship prior to the tournament and his answers on LIV, his stance on LIV, the things he said about LIV? What are your takes on that? Because I didn't think it was like, he didn't like, I mean, he definitely didn't say anything nice really about LIV, but he didn't go as hard or as like firm as I thought he could have or would have. What did you think about it? Where do you stand on it in terms of Tiger's press conference and LIV Golf? Drop that in the comments. That helps us out. Share the video if you've not done that already, and we would appreciate it. As always, the Sleepers video is brought to you by our friends at front9coffee.com. That's front9coffee.com. Promo code TJ10 gets you gets you some goodies, gets you 10% off your entire order. Or if you want to use promo code TJ2 and you buy 2 bags of coffee, any flavor, you will get a sample of each of our new flavors. You got Pat's Bump and Run, which is it's okay. It's not as great as mine, David's Large Bucket of Nuts. Okay. It's more of a hazelnut, great for the morning. It's beautiful. So you'll also get a sample of each one of those and $6 shipping anywhere in the US and Canada. They're going to roast it after you order, so it's going to arrive fresh, and it's supporting a local business here in Augusta, Georgia. Head to Front Nine Coffee and check them out if you've not done that already. That would be very, very nice. All right. The next play I have for you at $7,600 and coming in around 8% ownership. But he's right there where a lot of ownership is going to 2 names, Chris Goddard and Adam Svinson. I like both players, but we're playing a game. It's DFS, right? Chris Goddard, I've seen him projected as high as 29% on this Tuesday afternoon. 29% for a guy who's got like 4 starts on the PGA Tour. And yes, he's a stud. He was an incredible college player, the best college player. Hits it a mile. But 29%. Adam Svinson, who is playing really well right now, very hot right now, 24%. Okay? So you got to make some decisions with 7K chalk. And I think this guy at 7,600, who's showing some signs of life, around 8%, who has played here twice. He's missed the cut once and finished T3 in another start here at the 3M Open. And he just missed the cut at the Open. He missed it. I think he finished +2, so he missed it by a shot or 2. But he actually gained 1.6 strokes on approach both of those rounds. The ball striking remained intact for Emiliano Grillo. That's right, Emiliano Grillo. He is. I think he's in play. Let's share the screen on Fantasy National and show you what I'm looking at here for Emiliano. Similar to Buckley, like kind of a total driving guy, just ball striker guy, doesn't hit it super far, doesn't miss a ton of fairways. You can see over his career, at least he's not terrible on bent grass greens. I would assume these pure rolling bent grass greens at TPC Twin Cities suits him nicely. Can gain strokes in easier average conditions. And I like, so we were in this kind of lull here for part of the season with Grillo, right? Like right here, where the irons, you were like, where are Grillo's irons? I don't understand. I don't understand what's happening to Grillo. And now all of a sudden, we're seeing a lot more green, okay? And right here for the Open Championship, if we had strokes gain data in Fantasy National for the Open, this would be green, very green. Even though he missed the cut in those 2 rounds, hit his irons quite well. And Scottish golf is different, right? I can chalk up a missed cut. I'm not worried about it. That's on the heels of the runner-up finish where he almost chased down JT Poston. Would have cost me a 65-1 hit. Decent finish here at the RBC Canadian. And let's and look at this at the Deer, gained 4.1 strokes putting. Love to see that. He's had these peak weeks here where the putter can pop. Third at the Genesis at Riviera. Like there are 3 strokes gained at the Genesis where he finished 21st. Like that's the kind of weeks you can get from from Emiliano Grillo. Let's look at his performance at the 3M Open. I told you he missed the cut last year, finished third the year before that. Both times gaining strokes on approach, and his gain strokes, at least in 2020, gain strokes with the flat stick. Overall, it's not that bad between the two weeks that he's had here at TPC Twin Cities. Kind of a weirdly, freakishly bad off the tee week for him there last year at Twin Cities, but the potential for Emiliano Grillo is definitely there. Let's take a look at his distance accuracy screen. Look at this. I mean, just a ton of green. Ball speed in the 170s. That's kind of my minimum mark I like to look at. But just a ton of green right here, especially lately. Distance, accuracy, good drives gained. He's likely not going to find himself in these water hazards, which are definitely, are in play and do spell trouble at TPC Twin Cities. If you look at birdies gained, look at the birdies gained category. Look at the opportunities gained category, both long term and short term. Emiliano's checking the box. It's not every week. It's Emiliano Grillo. It's not every week, but he's having some decent weeks, and he's had peak weeks where he can, that's a recipe for going low. Approach proximity numbers. We'll get that to load here in Fantasy National. Look at all the green in all the buckets on approach proximity note. I'm just showing you like this guy has really good ball striking ability. You're just waiting on the putter. Wouldn't happen with anybody. Hello, Cam Champ. So that's what we're looking at with Emiliano Grillo. So have I convinced you? I don't know. I will say he's also on a market making book. He's 56-1 outright, which is better than 2 names priced above him in Brendan Todd and Dylan Fratelli. I think Emiliano Grillo's in play. I was going to give you the sleeper, the bonus pick. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to hold that one off for possibly possibly the Nut Hut chat on Wednesday night. So maybe if you're in that, ask me who that was and we'll go through it. That's it for me for this week for the 3M Open. Couple sleepers to consider. Last week, I nailed Dustin Johnson. I missed on Kevin Na at the Open, but nailed Dustin Johnson. He was a little more high-end pivot play there. Not as many of those this week in a crappy field, so we might as well go down the DraftKings salary board, find some good value, some cheaper plays in the 7K, help you pivot off of some potentially very chalky names there. I would strongly consider you to fade Chris Goddard up if he creeps at 25+%. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't know. You tell me. All right, let's have a week. May your screens be green. See you.